Goodbye, Montana. Hello, Wyoming. We cracked the 300 miles from Belgrade Music Festival to Buffalo, Wyoming. I'm on the pool. I need it. And we want to look this evening to all the film locations from the Sheriff Longmire, one of our most favorite series we binge watched. And I hope I can get a drink at the Red Pony, owned by Standing Bear, Sheriff Longmire's best friend. I don't know if they have the requisites still there, but we go from film location to film location. So we went to Forks and looked at vampire stuff. Then we went to the Dutton Ranch. And now we are in Wyoming, Buffalo for one night, and we'll check out the film location here from Sheriff Longmire. Tomorrow we will mosey on to the Devils Tower. We will stay, I think, 10 days at the Devils Tower because it's pretty central to everything we want to go. So for now, it's Buffalo, Wyoming. Yeehaw! Film the restroom from the Virginian in the historic Occidental Hotel in Buffalo for you. Isn't that cool? Look at that. Look at that sink. Yeah, Buffalo, Wyoming was fun. As you know, we go from movie location to movie location on our trip, and we are fans of the Sheriff Longmire series, as I said. Unfortunately, we were just 1 week too early for the Longmire days. Aww! But we couldn't wait because we had all our campgrounds booked in advance, of course, for a 4 month trip. You have to have your ducks lined up in a row. So we were considering hard staying longer and shortening the next trip, but then we decided against it. Because we are not really interested in, crowds. They have a big crowd on the Longmire days because some of the actors are showing up for autographs, and I think Nighthorse was there, the antagonist of Sheriff Longmire, and one of my favorites, Matthias, the res police chief. I always liked him in the series, and Henry Standing Bear, but is one of my favorites, and but he has unfortunately passed away. My husband's favorite, of course, as he is a science fiction fan, is Katie Sackhoff, who played the deputy Vic Morelli. Anyway, but I don't think she was there this year. She was not, I didn't see her on the announcements. Anyway, it was fun to look at the locations, and I learned a lot. I didn't know that, let's say, half of the scenes from Sheriff Longmire in Wyoming were not filmed in Wyoming. They were filmed in New Mexico. For example, the gorgeous view out of his cabin where he lived was New Mexico, not Wyoming. So you will not find that view when you visit Buffalo. But For example, the Busy Bee, where they always got breakfast, that is there, that cafe. Then the courthouse is there. I think this was their office house, the sheriff's department house. But you will find a few things, you know, you recognize from the TV series, and there are people who will point them out. My favorite was the Occidental Hotel, which is beautiful. We ate there, and it is haunted. It's said to be haunted, but it was also the location for in the movie The Virginian. So you will recognize the photos I just put up before I talk to you. And yeah, we had fun in Buffalo. Buffalo is a fun cowboy town. The author from Sheriff Longmire, the book author, I think it's his wife, I think has a store there, a souvenir store on the Broadway, you know, so you get all kinds of stuff there, including shirts like that, Devils Tower, which was our next location. And that was also a movie location, you know, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, you know that one. And yeah, that was in Devils Tower. Devils Tower was amazing. Our KOA campground was exactly underneath the Devils Tower, and the view from our RV was towards Devils Towers. I mean, really up close. Amazing campground. KOA has a pool and a store and nice big camp spots. Wasn't full when we were there, maybe half full, so there were people there. And it is the national park, the state park to Devil's Tower is right outside from the campground. So you go right there where you show your park ID and drive up to where the info center is. That parking lot is really crowded, so go up really early. It's always my tip, go up early before everybody else finishes breakfast, and then you have no problem. We did that there too, and it was a hot day when we were there the first time. They had a sprinkler on at the info center outside, a little tent where they were misting you know, humidifier. It was kind of cool. I was standing in there like especially after the hike. So what we did, we hiked around the Devil's Tower. It's not a hard hike, I can't say that, but it has incline, up and down, up and down. It's not like you go on a plain road around. It is a hiking trail with steps and bridges, and you know, but what I really liked is there are a lot of benches along the way with gorgeous views. So you just sit down and rest a little, and then you take the next one. We did that, and I met Germans on my rests. I was sitting next to on a bench, and next to me a woman who was talking German to her husband, an older woman. And I find Germans everywhere. My husband gets a kick out of that because I can hear the accent. I know I don't speak any accent. But I can hear it from others. So yeah, she was a little bit pooped out from the incline, but it's doable, you know, even for people who are out of shape like me. You just go slow and you go, you know, and then it goes around Devil's Tower, gorgeous views, as I said, and then you arrive at the parking lot again and get yourself something to drink and go in this humidifier tent, and then it's all good. There's other stuff to do when you are at Devil's Tower. There is, those of you who like looking at that, there's the buffalo jump. You know, Native Americans did not hunt buffaloes with bow and arrows like we always get told in the Westerns. They were running the buffaloes, the whole herd, down a ridge. So there's a ridge where, you know, they were chasing the buffaloes there, and the buffaloes basically fell down on that ridge and broke their necks. It's gory. But there is a historic site, the buffalo jump, where they show you how that happened. Not one of my favorites, but it is a museum. It's historic, you know. Then there are some really, really nice museums. A little one, a tiny one, is in Hewlett. I think that's the closest town to Devils Tower, Hewlett. And it has Native American art and historic stuff. I loved it. It's a tiny little museum, but I spent a lot of time there. Then there is one in Moorcroft. That's another neighbor town from Devils Tower. And this is the Western Trail Museum, West Texas Trail Museum. So they show you the trail to Texas and Western stuff like saddles, guns, Winchester collection, everything that belongs to the Western lifestyle. Very nice. My husband liked that one. And then of course there is a big one in Sundance. First of all, they have the Sundance Kit exhibit, everything about Sundance Kit. But they also have what I really liked. They have rooms, and they are decorated, for example, like in the 1950s or in the 1920s, 30s, with the furniture. The radio is on and has commercials about Wonder Bread and stuff like that. It's really, you feel like transported into that time life. You can go in that room and look at it and look at all the stuff, you know, sewing machine there, a typical kitchen. It's just, for me, this is just fun. A living room from, you know, this from the 1930s or 1950s stuff. It's just, it's cool. It's cool to look at it. Clothes, everything, you know. Yeah, I think half a day we were in that museum. It's like 2 floors, so you have a lot to look at. And as I said, the people are really friendly. If you have questions, they explain everything to you. You might wonder why we didn't do more locations in Wyoming. Well, we did an extensive Wyoming vacation a few years ago because we actually considered moving there. Wyoming is in our heart. We love Wyoming, and in that vacation we went to Laramie, we went to Yellowstone, of course. Cody was one of our favorite locations with Hotel Irma, and I like Cody. I like the rugged, I don't know, nature there. In Cody, we liked Lander. On the other side, Lander was a little town we seriously considered to move. We were already looking at a property. Du Bois, yeah. Then I met my friend there on her farm, and that was really nice. And the Tetons. Yeah, that was a nice vacation. So we saw a lot from Wyoming already. So this time we concentrated on spots we didn't really have time to look at. One of them was the Devil Tower. So this is why we decided to stay at the Devil Tower. And we actually stayed 9 days because I had about 4 locations during our 4 months trip where I booked a little bit more time to give Clay some time to recover from driving. I mean, he drove every day with the RV from location to location, and then when we were at the location, we were driving the Jeep which we had in tow to look stuff. So he had to drive a lot, you know, and I wanted to give him some time to relax, and Devil's Tower was perfect for that. We had a pool there, and, you know, it was nice nature, quiet. It was cool. And of course, we saw the props from Strange Encounters of the Third Kind, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, the movie. That is in the info center from Devils Tower. So I put pictures in from Devils Tower. And what else can I tell you? Let's see. Moorcroft, I told you, the museums, yes. And from Buffalo, I told you a few things. Strange encounter, the campground. Yeah, I think we are pretty much... Oh, one more thing. Little Bighorn, the battlefield was closed. They didn't let us in. The info shop was open, the tourist center and all that, but the actual battleground was closed. So that sucked because we wanted to go there. And that was the only thing. Yeah, from there, from Wyoming, we went to South Dakota. And that will be, as always, next week. As I say in California, peace out. Our neighbor flies his air balloon. So many of my German friends ask me to explain what I mean with a full hookup at a RV place here in the US. And I know it's different in Germany, so I understand. So I'm giving you all the information I know about power, water, and poop. I don't know how to do this in a more elegant way, but I try. So the little dog you see here, that's the power. So this watchdog will prevent that you get power overcharges, so it balances out. Then the blue hose, that's the tap water. We usually buy our water in bottles for drinking, but you know, for everything else, boiling pasta or so, it's tap water. And then you have that big hose, that's the connection to the sewer system. And you can do that on a daily way, but we learned that connecting the sewer to the sewer system only before you leave and then empty your black tank is actually more efficient, because if you let your black tank fill up, let's say 2/3, and we have special toilet paper for camping, and everything dissolves, and then you flush it on the last day before you leave, which is our day today. You flush the whole thing out. If you do it on a daily basis, you will get what they call a toilet paper pee-pee, a teepee. So the toilet paper will, like a teepee, be over your sewer connection, and it's not gonna flush as good as if you let it dissolve and then just flush it at the end of your trip. Yes. Well, that's about it, about power, sewer, and water. And as they say in California, peace out. Peace out. Pow. One last goodbye. We love the campground here at Devil's Rock, looking straight to the rock. Stayed a couple days, but now it's time to move on to South Dakota.